So you guys should be able to see me in there. Red, orange, and yellow guy with a blue beard.
Yep.
Some people call me Nearly Headless Nick, if you guys know the Muggle reference from Harry Potter. Yep, good job. I've seen a couple of you chuckle. But we're looking for those cold spots. They're gonna be blue and black. We're always gonna have blue and black, especially in temperatures like this. So I'm looking for those blue and black areas to either move or to take shape. When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms and legs. That's what we're looking for. I also set it up where there's a blue dot bouncing around the screen. The blue dot shows you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. I'm looking for 15+ degree temperature drops based off of our ambient temperature of 44 degrees. That means 29 degrees and colder is what I'm looking for. So when I'm spot checking this, I'm watching a blue dot and I'm watching all of the blue and black areas in case something forms. I also love to give you stats about the equipment that I'm about to hand you. I get a lot of skeptics on this store, don't I? So with that said, this thing will capture 4 to 5 pieces per year that I would put my stamp of approval on, not per episode. You guys are seeing my point, right? I'm not a TV show host, not a YouTuber. So with that, I do have dozens of others that are maybes, just because the blue dot that moves across the screen was 15 degrees and colder moving across the screen. I just didn't have any shape to identify what was actually going on. But if it stands still, it's probably on a sign, a piece of glass, a windshield, a window, things that are gonna hold on to the cold. But we want it to move across the screen. So that's kind of what we're looking for with this particular camera. So, it's been acting funny.
Okay.
What's that H again? I could not hear that. Well, what's that H again? Yeah, I need to know what was that H again. Respectfully talking. Over here.
Huh?
What was that H again? What color dress were you wearing? Where did you get buried?
You guys got anything going on?
I heard something like in here. I heard a green.
Green.
Yes. No. I thought I heard a green.
It's not the color that I was looking for.
But
But
I'm not sure if that's what I heard. I just heard something.
it's
like
usually
it.
your first instinct. So if you hear house, if you think you heard house, but it may have been mouse, I'm gonna take whatever you think it was
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Always your first instinct.
Okay. You let me know when you got buried. How did you get buried? What color dress were you wearing when you got buried? Very popular around here, ain't it? And what was your age when you got buried? Do you want to ask her? Because she doesn't want to.
She don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
What are you trying to ask?
What was her age when she got buried?
Okay. What was the age when you got buried?
Can you say that again?
What were the other questions?
Where did she get buried? Like, where did you get buried? They just tell me how did you get buried? From a very respectful side, how did you get buried? How was that?
Sounded like Taylor Swift.
Huh?
Sounded like Taylor Swift.
Can you give me an age?
Not easy to do, is it?
I can disguise now.
So this is probably the hardest one to listen
Yeah.
to, just because it skips over some of that white noise. Like there's a filter on
Yeah.
it. But again, it is the highest ratio of accuracy
Yeah.
from any of the different models. Even with the slower speed setup that I have it going on right now, because it's still pretty slow. Have you heard anything, or you just like, it sounds like squibble squabble?
No, I thought I heard like Taylor Swift. Sounded like Taylor Swift.
Have you heard a song by Taylor, or you heard the name Taylor Swift?
No, I heard a song by Taylor. Like,
Do you know what the lyric was?
I didn't hear the lyric. No.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to pick up.
Yeah.
Like, what music comes around you?
Because the ghost doesn't know who Taylor Swift
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's just going to use Taylor's words to be able
Yeah.
to interpret something. So you're onto it. Got it.
So tell me that age again that you were saying. What was that age again?
She's trying to tell you because it keeps coming up, doesn't it?
What's that age again?
I heard ABBA then.
You had what?
I heard ABBA.
ABBA.
Yeah, you know, like Dancing Queen.
No.
You know that song?
No. What dress were you wearing? What color dress were you wearing when you were buried? Or what's your famous, most popular color for dress? Thought I heard something like right there. You let me know? The music from there.
Huh?
Picking up the music from the church. Are you trying to tell us something? What was that again? Tell me what was that again. You want me to move to another place? What was that word again? What H are we looking for? Tell me that. Can I get that number one more time? Thought I heard something 9 at the end. Did I hear something 9 at the end?
Are you guys asking where she was buried?
Yes.
I got the answer.
So you got the answer?
A close, like a really close answer. It's not
And
specific.
for H, I heard something 9 at the end.
No.
No?
I'm still going to write down the number 9, only because the year 1850 was also heard. So I'm going to see if the 9 and 1850 tie into one of the children. But yeah, she has like a general area.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Something very specific, but she has like the directional part of it. I'll
Okay.
explain once we regroup. They just swapped the spirit box over to Kristen, so I'm going to let her have that for about a minute or two before I regroup us.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, can you let me know anything you want to tell us? I'm looking for your age when you died. I'm looking for where you were buried. I'm looking for how you got buried. I'm looking for colored dress. Black. No, that can't be. You did not say black. Did you say black? I did not get that.
I had white.
Now I hear white.
Yeah. Because I heard white first as well.
Did you hear white first?
Yeah.
I heard white now.
Yeah.
Are you changing colors? Can you tell me what was that color again? I just want to know the age you had when you were buried. I'm thinking I hear something, but I don't hear what you're trying to say. Something, just give me some, just tell me whatever you need to tell me. You do want to tell me what color dress you were wearing. What was that again? I know it's there. What was that color dress again? Can you please be more clear as to what color is it? Can you say again? If you tell me one more time, I promise I'll make it up. Did I hear blue dress?
You have what?
Keep hearing blue.
Yeah.
Listen. Blue. What's that?
I was hoping that the 9 was cut off. The 7 is a relevant number. How's our word list looking?
Well.
Okay, it's not. There's nobody around. If we do get it, it's more than likely going to come from his device, more so than the other 2 devices that use sound. So I'm going to listen to this whole recording when I get back to the office from start to finish. It's not one that I spot check. I listen to the whole thing. This is one of the pieces where I've actually caught disembodied whistles in the middle of the night before. And I've even been down here like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning after I'm done with the tour, testing this thing out when I first got it, and that's where I caught it before. So hopefully we have something. So if you try this on your own and you walk all the way through the alley, remember I can't take you all the way through because I've been kicked out of here. We're getting to that part of the story because yes, it's funny. And everybody likes to hear how I got in trouble. But anyway, use your voice recorders from your phone. If you got something, remember that every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. I can't even drive by this alley without throwing a whistle down here. So just kind of keep that in the back of your brain. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. Any numbers coming out of that thing yet? Nothing? Okay. Most of the time we have like low numbers, but again, we've measured the lampposts and the electricity around here to know that it would jump up to a 7 from this, parameter of where we're at. There used to be a wall about halfway between where we're standing and Cumberland Street. The reason why is this is where they kept all the livestock for the city of Charleston. It was called Cow Alley back then. So we're going further back than Dueler's Alley. So I like to jump back in time a little bit. The reason why I'm telling you this is because they started building the alley down there, and it took obviously a couple hundred years to get where we're standing now. Those are older bricks than what you're standing on. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there. And I used to take my team all the way down there to show them the handprint, just to show them how far we've come from slavery. A history lesson, nothing paranormal about it. One night, November 26th of 2020, my entire team of 10 stopped and huddled around the damn brick. I know nothing's gonna happen. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not staring at that brick in the afterlife. I'm trying to shoo them along. Also, because we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. Trying to be respectful, I didn't realize we were out of bounds for tours at that time of night. And the new owner of that mansion came out screaming his head off, and my 14-year-old daughter was on the tour that night, and she thought it was hysterical that her dad was getting yelled at right in front of her. She was all about it. We moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, especially Thanksgiving, because I worked in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving, and you scarred me for life. I don't work on holidays. So the next day was the 28th of November. I called my partner that dragged me into tourism, and I told him what happened so I could figure out what to do next. I was still new at this. So he laughed at me because he already got the complaint, and he was laughing just like my daughter did. And he said, figure it out. You're not allowed to go down that far, and hung up the phone. Well, damn, I'm sold out again. What the hell am I going to do? I told my team that night, I don't believe in the next story because I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but we're not allowed in that space anymore either. But if I tell you that we're going to be discussing pirates in Charleston, who's the first pirate you think of? Literally. Oh, come on.
Blackbeard?
Blackbeard, exactly. Somebody heard the name Anne on a spirit box before we left. I didn't tell them we were going to be discussing the famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was kind of like, okay, maybe we'll get something. I've never had anything happen with my equipment over there looking for things of Anne Bonny, of the claims, but we got around the corner and somebody else with a spirit box heard the number 300. No idea what it meant. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. We had many other things happen that night, but that was the most prominent thing. That was a eureka when I was back at the office. Like, holy shit. So I was pretty excited about it. I did a crap ton of research on pirates and documentaries, books, video games, you name it. I've probably read it, played it, or watched it, and now we can't go over there anymore. So what we're going to be doing is I had to replace it with a story that everybody else told, and I hate that story. So, because it's cursed, I replaced that with another one. I don't know everything about it. It's quick, it's short. When we get over there, I'm going to replace Jessica's camera with that night vision infrared, and you guys are going to be using your spirit boxes again over there to kind of see what's going on. So I'll tell you the very quick short story of what I know about it as I'm swapping out her camera and setting it up and showing you how it works, and then we're going to be up there for about 10-12 minutes based off of what we actually have going on. The camera's pretty cool because it can see in the darkness. I know the cemetery is usually pretty dark at night, but it penetrates the darkness pretty good. So I'll show you all how it works. But again, this alleyway, this guy will follow us from here to the next location. The last location we would normally go to, they just blocked that off for tourists too. So he would normally follow us to the very last stop in the park because his house of 59 Church Street was literally right around the corner. But I found the same ghost at a new location. And I already knew he was haunting both spaces, and I'll explain that to some of you once we get there. And I say some of you, you'll see what we're doing once we get there, because we're going to be playing around with all kinds of crazy equipment at the last stop. So, do you guys know what the Estes method is? You guys familiar with this? No? Awesome. That's a good time. All right. Any other major questions about dueling that I might be able to answer? Yeah, dueling is pretty straightforward, right? Take 10 paces, turn and shoot. But believe it or not, there are literally hundreds of stupid rules. You can't insult your opponent's mother's dog, like, during the duel. Like, there's all kinds of craziness that goes along with it. It's dumb and retarded. That's why they renamed the whole, alley from Dueler's Alley into Philadelphia Alley. And they only named it after a city because Philadelphia helped Charleston out of one of its many, many fires financially. So again, they kind of commemorated that. So you can go ahead and stop your video on this part. Have you heard anything out of the norm since we've been